As the film begins, we see a man who is asking about a child going somewhere. He asks a standing man there, "Have that kid reached here?" He replies, "Yes." Then that man says to him, "That kid is not safe here," because a devil is also pursuing him. There is only a place where devil cannot capture him, and that is an ancient fort, and no one can take him there securely besides Ghost Rider. But the second man says, "No, look, it will not happen as such. Some people attack there when they are conversing. They were same people who wanted to capture this kid." That man is confused who had come here to bring this kid. He moves there where the kid was present. Going there, he also finds that kid's mother. Being frightened, both were not believing anyone. So that mother raises her gun at that man. She asks him to leave this place and let us go. In the same way, she escapes from there, taking a car. But that man also goes after her. But there were also capturers after them who had come to take this kid. As that man motorbike is in front of the capturers, those capturers start firing at him. Losing his control of motorbike, he begins to fall from the mountain. While falling down, he shoots his gun at them. Consequently, they also face a car accident, and they stop there. Fortunately, that man was saved because of hanging in a tree after falling from the mountain. Then it is shown that mother and kid drive ahead securely. Then the survivor man comes on the scene. Now he goes to a deserted place. There was an ancient and lonely-looking house. He notices going inside, there is Johnny, who was the main character Ghost Rider of the Part I. He'd been residing here for a long time, many miles away from his home. He hadn't used his Ghost Rider abilities in 8 years. That man says, going to him, "I want to say something to you." Saying it, he shows him the photo of that kid. He says, "You will have to save him. I will award you what you want in return." Ghost Rider says surprisingly, "What will I want?" He says to him, "You want to get free from this curse. Be a ghost ride only for this night. Remember, you will get freed from it forever. You will never be a ghost rider again, as you want it." Johnny happily agrees because he was exhausted now. Turning himself into Ghost Rider, he goes for the search of that kid as the night falls. Then a boy is shown who was seized by a man named Kerrigan, and he was abiding by the devil. But he was unaware, as it is a devil in reality, because he was going to receive a big heavy reward later from that devil. At the same time, Ghost Rider also reaches there. Reaching there, he begins to beat everyone with his chain, and he directly goes to that kid. But Kerrigan and his men attack him. Then he goes away, taking that kid. Next scene takes place in the hospital, where Ghost Rider wakes up. There is also the mother of that kid. Looking at her, that woman begins to run from there. And Ghost Rider also goes after her. That woman says furiously while pointing her gun on him, "I neither need your any type of help nor I trust you. It is better to leave from here," Johnny says, putting the gun on his forehead. "Okay, kill me if you don't trust me. It will be better for me to die." Observing the determination in his eyes, the woman pauses and holsters her gun. She says to him, "You had searched out my son yesterday. Will you also search him today?" Johnny tells, "Yes, I was sensing him yesterday, so had searched him. But I am not sensing him today." That woman is afraid. "Is there something wrong with my son?" Johnny says, "No, don't worry, he is alive, but I am unable to sense him." On the other side, Devil is shown who was communicating with Kerrigan through a call. Kerrigan says to him, "I was unaware that my competitor will be the Ghost Rider and create the number of troubles, so you will pay me double for this task." Devil asks him to bring the kid in contact with him. As he places receiver on kid's ear, the voice of Devil is not heard. But that kid loses his consciousness after screaming loudly. Devil tells on the request of Kerrigan, "Whatever has been said, but he cannot search out kid. Take care of yourself because he can sense you, and he will surely come to search for you." It was the cause that Ghost Rider was not sensing this kid. Ghost Rider finds Kerrigan on the way as he leaves with his men and that kid. There is a great fight between them. On the other side, that kid's mother comes. Then she leaves, taking her son. Ghost Rider ends everyone and comes to that lady. And he says, "There is no difference among Kerrigan, you and me. I kill all who have wronged, so keep yourself away until I am Ghost Rider. Otherwise I will kill you too." Then he catches her. Then that kid says, "Let my mother go." He lets his mother go on his kid's request and moves to him. But he feels awkward before heading. And it is shown that he is transformed into Johnny. Next day, that mother asks Johnny when the three of them are seated, "What will we do now?" Then Johnny says to her that we will go to such a safe place where this kid may survive securely. They still want to capture us, so we will have to be careful. And Johnny tells that man who had come to secure the kid for the first time, he will accompany us from tomorrow. Then it is shown that three of them leave that place, and that man accompanies them on the way. Then the devil is shown, who appears at that place where Ghost Rider had ended the assault of men of Kid. Devil notices everyone dead, and Kerrigan is also dying under a rock. He asks, going towards him, "What is the output of my assigned task?" Kerrigan says, "How selfish you are. Do you not see that I am dying?" Devil says to him, "You will have to accomplish my assigned task even at your deathbed. I award you with many powers." Saying it, it places its hand on his body. At the first sight, Kerrigan is changed to an extent. Now he had also taken a devilish look. He had attained multi-powers. Afterwards, he leaves in search of that kid. Now it is shown that Kid's mother had attempted to commit suicide while jumping off a building a few years ago. And she was dying. At the same time, Devil had come to her. It had said, "I will rescue you, but you will have to give me something in return." And the devil had rescued her while demanding her expected baby. And the devil will perform a ritual as the kid reaches his age of 13. He will move all of his power into that kid in that ritual, and he will also become a devil with him. On the other side, that mother, Johnny, Kid, and that man are shown. They were proceeding to the secure place where that kid will remain in safety. Then it is appeared that while going, a mutual understanding is developed between Johnny and that kid. They are befriended. At the beginning, Johnny was doing all to get rid from that curse, but it is clear here that he has started caring of that kid now. Now that location also appears, which pleases Johnny. The inhabitants of that place were looking odd. Then Johnny and the first rescuer of Kid are talking with each other. Johnny asks him, "Which giant has the domination over me? Which devil's powers are in my body?" That man tells him, as being a priest, he was an angel whose task was to do justice. He was assigned a duty to punish the sinners after sending him into the hell, and he turned into the Ghost Rider, and he has possessed your body. Then it is shown that Johnny is taken to a location where the Ghost Rider has been derived from his body. Now he had turned into a normal being, and he was excited. Coming outside, he notices that man who had been captured by someone. They were the same people to whom they had taken that kid. But they say, "We will have to sacrifice this kid because he possesses devilish powers, and this kid is hazard for all of us." That man says to those men, "Don't worry, he cannot harm us today. The fear is of tomorrow when he will reach the age of 13. We will have to be careful tomorrow. Passing tomorrow, the future will take a turn. Then there will be no more problems." They, however, disagree with him. They say, "There is a problem for us until he survives." Saying it, they take him outside. Kerrigan approaches there as they are going to cut his throat. Having many powers, he burns everyone to death. He brings that kid to Devil, lifting him up. Then that Devil and Kid are shown. Devil is talking with him lovingly. "Let's see how older I am grown. Frailty has become the part of my body. Look at yourself, how clever you are. You have the human powers at one side and the devilish powers on the other side, because your mother is human and you are the son of mine." Then he says, "As being aged, how can I bear these powers? But your body will be strengthened, taking these powers." He was saying so because he was wanting to be stronger while transferring his soul and powers into him. Afterwards, he brings that child at that place after injecting the kid, where all this happening was going to occur. I'll start performing the ritual there, and the magical awkward words are spoken before that kid. That child was about to be enchanted to some extent. He was coming under their control. He also begins to utter the same words. Meanwhile, Johnny, Kid's mother, and that man also approach there. Both Johnny and that man move inside the fort, while that mother is firing her gun on those who are blocking her way. That man says to Johnny, "Go and save that kid. I will be responsible for the rest of things." Johnny goes to save that kid, but he observes this ritual is going to be performed completely. He hits the devil with his fist, running fastly. That devil falls down as being aged. He runs to the kid and says, "Come with me hurriedly." But that kid was involved in them, so does not respond. Then it is shown that Johnny's hand itself began to twist, and the devil strikes a blow to him, raising from the backside, and he falls away. Then that man comes on the scene who is with Johnny. He was fighting with all of them. At the same time, Kerrigan also arrives, who is Devil now. Regretfully, he kills that man. After that, he moves to Johnny. But Johnny quickly says to that kid, "Oh son, it is not your reality. Understand it. You are a human being. Control yourself." But that kid says to the devil, going to him, "You have called me your son. I will be the same son as you wish." Coming to Johnny, he begins to throw the fire on his face from his mouth. In the same way, his powers of Ghost Rider begin to restore. Here, Johnny had completely transformed into the Ghost Rider, but Devil and Kerrigan leave that place, taking that kid. There are a number of the people with them. Pursuing them, Ghost Rider starts to kill all of them. Hitting Kerrigan violently, he starts chasing the devil. Ghost Rider sticks his chain in that car in which the devil was carrying that kid. He pulls it forcefully. As a result, their car turns upside down. Devil gradually begins to come outside from that car, and Ghost Rider also comes beside him. Fastening with his chain, Ghost Rider bounces it in the air and smashes on the ground. Afterwards, he starts thrusting into the ground. At last, the devil is dead here and damned into hell. In this way, that kid's mother comes to her kid while running. But she observes the Ghost Rider is there. She is frightened to be killed by him. But Ghost Rider hands over the kid, taking him out from the car. He also turns into a normal being, Johnny, along with it, and his hand begins emitting the blue fire that was red fire before it. He says to her, "I am feeling positive energy in me." That kid comes into his senses as he places his hand on that kid's mouth. That kid asks Ghost Rider, "Had we won?" Then Ghost Rider says, "Yes, son, we have won." Afterwards, Johnny is shown who rides on his bike. There was the blue fire instead of the red fire where his bike was passing. It means Johnny has restored his genuine powers. Now he will shield the human beings as before. He will not only save people during the day, but also at night. Along with it, the movie comes to an end. At the beginning of the film, we are shown Larissa and her husband. There was a lot of love between them. After many years of marriage, they planned their anniversary. This time, they were going to do a world tour. Larissa was very excited. She really liked her husband's company. Larissa's husband also loved her a lot. They travel a lot by flight. And here we come to know a strange habit of Larissa. Larissa had a phobia of tying a belt. She could not tie a belt in a car or plane. Even today, she did not tie a belt, and she started enjoying this journey with her husband's shoulder. First of all, the plane flew very smoothly. The journey was fine. The weather was also good. But she did not know that there could be something bad between so many good things. During the journey, this plane suddenly shook badly. Larissa also woke up from sleep. She looked outside. A jet plane was about to crash with her plane. Before this, Larissa could think of something. The second plane collided with her plane and was divided into two parts. Along with that plane, their plane's engine was also destroyed. It caught fire and the plane started damaging rapidly. The plane's pressure was also damaged. The air hostess in the plane also started flying. And because Larissa did not tie the seatbelt, she also flew away in the air pressure, although she tried to stabilize herself by hitting her hands and feet. But everything was in vain. After putting a lot of effort, she managed to hold the seat of this broken plane with great difficulty. At this time, Larissa was very nervous. She somehow wanted to go ahead and sit with her husband. But suddenly there was a powerful blast in the back of the plane. The back part of the plane crashed and fell to the ground. Despite the fall of the back part, the next part of the plane, in which Larissa was at that time, was flying fast in the air. Larissa did not care about anything. She was just coming forward to go to her husband. All the people present here were feeling that they would die now. Suddenly, the air pressure came and Larissa flew forward. Before she went too far, her husband tried to catch her and save her. But the air pressure was so high that Larissa's husband managed to hold her hand for a few seconds, and finally, their hands were separated. This plane also crashed and fell down. The part in which Larissa's husband was left, he had fallen down completely. In the part where Larissa was, that part was still in the air and was slowly going down. Anyone at this time would only think about their death. But Larissa had her husband in her mind. She had to save her life and meet her husband. With great difficulty, she sat on the seat and tied the belt. What happened after that? She was not conscious. The scene was cut. We were shown a scene after a while, where this time Larissa's chair is lying in the middle of the jungle. The plane has crashed badly. Many parts of the plane were not close to her. After coming to her senses completely, she remembered that she had had a very big plane crash. As soon as she remembered this, she felt a severe pain in her leg. When she looked down, her leg was in a bad condition. A very big iron rod was stabbed in her leg. This is really a very creepy scene. Her leg condition is so bad that it is not visible. Larissa also knows that she cannot walk with this condition. She was very brave and pulled the rod out of her leg with both hands. Although this time her life was taken. With her screams, the whole jungle was echoed. As soon as the rod came out, blood started flowing fast. To stop the blood, she tore her skirt and bandaged it. But even this small bandage was not able to control the flowing blood. To save herself, she had to get up and move on. She tried to get up, but she could not get up in so much pain. She hoped that people would have come here to rescue her by now. That's why she started calling for help. But unfortunately, no one had reached here yet. She got up and saw a shadow behind someone. She went near and saw a girl. Seeing her, she lost hope, but when she went near and touched the girl, she was dead. Knowing this, all her courage started breaking. In a state of pain and sorrow, Larissa fainted here. After the scene was cut, we were shown the Russian journal, who has received news of 2 plane crashes, and they have also started the rescue operation. People have started to rush to the rescue, but no one has reached Larissa yet. Here we saw Larissa, who was conscious due to the mosquito bite. As soon as she regained consciousness, the helicopter's sound echoed in her ears, and she understood that the rescue team has arrived for the operation. Hoping to survive, she decided to move on. She took off her scarf from the dead body next to her. She put on her bandage and started moving forward, in the direction of the helicopter's sound. Fortunately, she reached a field area in the middle of the jungle. From where the helicopter could see her, she tried to point the helicopter while moving the scarf, but unfortunately the pilots could not see her. She did not give up and started walking again in the direction of the helicopter. It was so difficult for her to walk straight that no one could even think. She was in a bad state of pain and weakness. While walking, she met a teddy on the way. This teddy also looked like a treasure, and why, we will find out now. She took off the bandage from the teddy and straightened her pin. After that, rubbing the pin hard, she placed it on a leaf. This pin and leaf worked like a compass. Her husband taught her this trick when he went camping, and today, this trick was saving her life. The direction of this leaf finally took her to a river. The water was clean and drinking water. Water was very important for survival. She drank a lot of water and washed her face. And after that, she filled a plastic bag with a lot of water. After filling this water, she went back to the place where her plane crashed, where she was staying. Here, she took out the coat of the dead woman and wore it, because it was very cold. After that, she picked up a stick from the side and tied her bag with that stick. With the help of this stick, she moved forward. She moved forward very carefully, facing the dangers. There were a lot of dangers on the way. Because of that, she had to be very careful. After traveling for many hours, she faced all the dangers. While pushing, she finally reached an open field outside the jungle. But she didn't know that it was more dangerous than the jungle, because this place was a maze, which immediately pulled Arisa inside. Arisa started to suffer. To get out, she grabbed the ground. But the ground here was also slippery. Before the mud could pull her inside, Larissa used all her strength to get out, and the tree grabbed a branch, which was at least strong enough to bear Larissa's weight. And with the help of that, Larissa came out. At that time, all her strength was gone. She didn't know. As soon as she came out, she fell asleep. After hours, when she regained consciousness, she saw that this place was very dangerous. She immediately got up from here and moved forward to save her life. She now took the mountain road. She hoped that when she reached the top, she will definitely find someone. Despite the wounds on her feet, while hurting herself, she kept climbing up. But unfortunately, as soon as she reached the top, her feet started shaking, and she fell down again. At this time, all her hopes were broken. If she wanted, she wouldn't have gotten up from here. But then in her mind, all the beautiful moments she spent with her husband, she started to remember. She never thought that her honeymoon trip will become so dangerous. Her husband will be separated from her on this trip. As soon as she thought this, she decided to look for her husband. And this decision gave her so much courage that she not only stood up again, but she also crossed the same mountain and reached the top. There was a little light here. There was a little peace. She thought that she should rest for a while, but maybe this was not in her fate, because in front of her, she saw a hungry tigress. She was looking for her prey. Larissa thought that she would pass by, but her bad luck, that before she left, that tigress saw her. As soon as she was looking for her prey, this tigress started running after Larissa, and to save herself, Larissa also had to run fast. She had a wound on her leg. She was not able to run at full speed, while the tigress was running at full speed. As soon as the distance between Larissa and the tigress was reduced, then Larissa thought, now her life is over. But her bad luck was not going away. There was a pit ahead. While running, Larissa stumbled and fell into that pit. In the pit, the tigress left her just like that. As soon as the tigress left, she came out of the pit and started climbing to the other side. This was a high mountain. When she reached the edge of the mountain, there was no place for her happiness, because on the other side of the mountain, she could see the part of the plane on which her husband was sitting. In the excitement of meeting her husband, she didn't think of anything. and started coming down from the mountain in the cold river water. She put her feet and moved ahead. But crossing this river was not as easy as she thought. As soon as the river got deeper, the flow of water took her out, and the icy water frozen all her blood. With courage, somehow on her way, she caught the stone coming from the river. But now it was difficult for her to move ahead in pain. While swimming, she reached the edge of the mountain, where there was a puddle. She thought that her husband would see her. But here, there was a dangerous scene. She saw a corpse, which was almost rotten, because 3 days had passed since that incident. This was the corpse of the pilot. She found an emergency gun near the pilot's deck. This was a flare gun, which had 2 bullets. With courage, she fired 1 bullet, but unfortunately, there was no one to see her. And here, she decided to fire the second bullet from where she expected to see someone. While moving ahead, something hit her feet. This was her husband's bag, in which her husband had made a lot of sketches for her. Looking at this, she was expecting to see Kieran. She found out that her husband was nearby. She started looking for her husband, leaving everything behind. Finally, she found her husband. He was sitting on a plane. As soon as she hugged him, there were tears in her eyes. She felt that peace, which she hadn't seen for 3 days. She quickly took out her wedding ring and put it on his hand. They both relaxed and slept here. After a while, everything she saw was her dream, and here, her husband's body was a dead body. As soon as she realized this, she screamed so loudly that the whole forest was silent, her crying and beating. No one could hear her. Meanwhile, we see that the helicopter was about to land on the same river where Larissa was. She was able to use the flare gun. She used the flare gun, but after that, she was paralyzed. She hadn't eaten for 3 days, and she had an accident. She was lucky. The rescue officer saw her signal and came to rescue her. She was in a very bad condition. Till now, they only found 1 woman alive. The rescue officer quickly took off her jacket and gave it to Larissa, and she was rescued. At the end of the story, we found out that this accident was real in 1981. In this plane crash, only 1 woman survived. We have seen this story.
At the beginning of the film, we are shown Russian soldiers who were taking their prisoners to jail. One of the prisoners was our main hero, Kraven the Hunter. Kraven spends a day here, and the next day, the prisoners start messing up with Kraven. Kraven also teaches them a good lesson. That is, they start fighting. And because of the fight, Kraven is now brought to the sergeant. The sergeant found out how Kraven had beaten both of them. Seeing their condition, the sergeant asks Kraven, "Who were you before and where did you work?" Kraven said in a very strange way, "I am a hunter and I hunt people like you." As soon as he said this, he attacked the sergeant. He picks him up and hits him and then stabs him in the neck and throws him out of here. And he himself starts coming out of this jail. Here, by his way of running, we found out that Kraven also has some extra powers. The way he was doing big jumps was not the act of a normal person. He used to run fast like a cheetah, and he was climbing the wall as if it was his daily job. In a few minutes, he ran out of there without anyone touching him. While running, a very bad ice storm came in front of Kraven. Fighting this storm, a wolf also came in front of him. Who would have hunted him? But Kraven started looking into his eyes. Seeing him like this, the wolf got scared, and he did not attack Kraven. Later, while running, Kraven came in his airjet. As soon as he came in the plane, he reported to someone that, "I have completed the work and killed the sergeant." This made us realize that he was not a prisoner. Rather, he had come here as a prisoner to complete his mission. The scene now shifts to the past, and we see the past life of Kraven and his brother. It was shown that their father had come to pick up both of them from their college set. Seeing this, both of them were surprised, and after a while, they found out that their mother had ended her life. Hearing this, both of them were very shocked. They thought that they were going to their mother's funeral, but their father was so merciless that he took them for hunting. When Kraven and his brother asked about this, his father said that the funeral belongs to those who die, and your mother has taken her life. He was able to say such things so easily because he was a gangster and also a chemical substance dealer. He wanted to make his children brave like him. He brought his children to teach hunting, so that his children become the best hunters. These people used to kill animals and smuggle their skins, but both Kraven and his brother did not like this work. Anyway, listening to their father, these people moved forward for hunting. The lion that these people had come to hunt came in front of them. Craven was not scared of him. Craven points his gun at the lion and starts looking into his eyes. And seeing Craven like this, the lion also got scared. If Craven had wanted, he would have easily hunted the lion. But he did not do that. He did not want to kill the lion. But in the meantime, Craven's father, Nikolai, shot the lion. And the lion got angry with the attack on him. And to take revenge, he attacked Craven. He grabbed Craven and was moving forward. To save his son, Nikolai shot the lion from behind. But the lion did not give up. And he dragged Craven away. Then the lion came and threw Craven's body somewhere. And a girl who had come to walk in the forest saw all this. Seeing Craven injured, this girl put a few drops of a special serum in Craven's mouth. And it was seen that it gave Craven a lot of strength. And Craven himself started getting better. In a while, the rescue team reached here. When she was leaving with Craven, that girl put a small card in Craven's hand. Craven also reached the hospital. There, Craven's treatment also started. But Craven's condition was so critical that he was on the stage of death. Even the doctor declared him dead. But surprisingly, after a few minutes, Craven suddenly came to life. As soon as he was alive, he saw the card in his hand that the girl had given him. At the same time, we see that Craven's father and brother also came to meet him. His brother was very happy to see him alive. Craven was alive for sure, but his condition was not so good. But still, his father takes Craven out of the hospital and takes him home. Craven's father had a surprise for him at home. The surprise was the face of the lion that attacked Craven. Craven didn't want to kill him, but his father killed the lion to avenge him. And after knowing this, Craven got very angry. And he told his father, "Dad, you shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have killed him." Hearing this, his father got even more angry, and he angrily took Craven away from him. Craven went to his room. As soon as he entered the room, he started packing, and he also kept the card that the girl had given him in her hand. And in the dark of the night, he left from here. While leaving, his brother was watching. He stops him and says, "Brother, you can't leave me." But then Craven told him, "Look, I'm not going too far from you. I'm going where Mom used to take us." As soon as he said this, he left. This place was a forest. The place where their mom used to take them was in the forest. As soon as he reached the forest, Craven had to face a big problem. There were a lot of bulls. In front of him, they were running to save himself. Craven bowed his head and stood up, but closing your eyes doesn't solve the problem. Surprisingly, his eyes were closed and the problem was solved. No bull hit him. When he looked up, a bull was standing in front of him to save him. He was surprised and kept looking into the eyes of this bull, and then the bull went away from the side. He went ahead and came to the camp where his mom used to bring him. This place was also very beautiful, and now he started living here. Here he made a new life with the animals. He considered the forest as his home, and the animals as his companions. One day, when he saw that the deer was running, he started running behind the deer like a deer, and then he realized that he had a strange power. Because of that, he can run as fast as a deer. He has as much strength as a lion. And like monkeys, he can jump and climb tall trees. While doing all this, he started having a lot of fun. One day, he saw that 2 hunters had come to the forest, and they attacked the buffaloes and cut off their heads. Seeing this, Craven got very angry. He came close to the hunters and told the hunters that they shouldn't have done this. The hunters couldn't understand his attitude, and the hunters put a gun on him. Seeing this, Craven also got angry and attacked these 2 hunters. He grabbed them and beat them so badly that both of them died. And after that day, he decided that he will not leave any hunter alive. After the scene got cut, we were shown Craven in the present, who has now come to this forest through his plane. Even today, he sees that there are a lot of Russian mafia hunters in the forest who are hunting buffaloes and taking them away. Seeing this, Craven got angry and tried to stop them. Here their leader told Craven to move away from their way. Otherwise, we will put the car on you. Craven didn't pay attention to what he said. These people also drove the car, and Craven quickly went inside the car and started fighting with them. Craven was successful in saving that truck here, but he couldn't stop his leader's car. But before leaving, he definitely noted the number of that car. After the scene got cut, we were shown the same man, the same leader in his office. He had come to meet his boss. He had come to report him for today's work. But as soon as the chair turned back, that man was shocked. because here was Craven instead of his boss. He was also surprised that how did Craven reach here before him? Craven had not only reached here before him, but as soon as he came here, he had also killed this man's boss. He now asks Andre, how should I kill you? Wait, let me see my diary. Are you in my list or not? He saw his diary. So this man standing in front of him was also in his diary. Actually, in the diary, Craven used to write the names of all those bad people whom he wanted to kill. As soon as he cut the name of this man from the diary, he took a gun and shot this man and killed him. After that, he left this room with great courage, and we were shown the dead body of those two men hanging from the door. Now the scene gets cut, and finally, after years, we are shown the same girl who had saved Craven's life by putting some magical serum in his mouth. This girl has grown up, and now she is a famous lawyer. Every day in this field, she gets a lot of threats, and she has a lot of enemies too. But anyway, our hero Craven enters here at that time when this lawyer was at her friend's funeral. After coming here, Craven told her that, I have killed your friend's criminal. I killed that Russian sergeant who raped your friend and killed her. After hearing this, she was shocked. When Craven was telling the truth, she couldn't believe it. She went home, and as soon as she went home, she did some research. What Craven said was absolutely true. A person named Hunter had killed her friend's murderer. And with this, she got to know that Hunter is none other than our Craven. Craven had also shown that card to the lawyer, which the lawyer had kept in his hand in his childhood. After seeing this, she was shocked that that boy had remembered her till today. Now the girl says to Craven, you are the Hunter who is killing all the mafias. But in my opinion, you are also a criminal. You are also murdering. In response, Craven said, I don't care. Now he takes out his diary and gives it to the lawyer and tells her that you are in this field. Criminals are released from your court every day. I just want you to write the names of those criminals in this diary so that I can clear all those bad people from this world. Unwillingly, this lawyer had taken that diary. After the scene was cut, we are now introduced to a man named Rhino, who is also a mafia. He is involved in all kinds of bad things. Now here, the shocking news is that his biggest enemy, who was a gangster, was killed by someone. He was surprised to know this. Who could have been brave enough to kill that person? He had nothing to do with the death of his enemy. But now he tells his man that we should join hands with the man who killed our enemy. Otherwise, one day he will make it difficult for us to work. Along with that, Rhino also wanted to take over his enemy's business. When he went to meet his enemy's men, he shot Rhino in anger. But surprisingly, nothing happened to Rhino. He didn't die. Seeing his body, it is realized that his body had become like a stone. And he did this by injecting some strange kind of serum inside him. When people were surprised to see Rhino's body, Rhino's hidden snipers shot them and killed them. Now there was only one man left, Morris, who was scared and joined hands with Rhino. It was evening. It was seen that Craven's father, Nicholas, had also called Morris to him for a business deal. Now, as we know that he had already joined hands with Rhino, so what would he do with Rhino's enemy, Nicholas? It was found that he had come to kill Nicholas at Rhino's behest with his men. At his signal, his men started attacking Nicholas's men, but it was not so easy to come close to Nicholas and kill him. Nicholas killed Morris and all his men here. Knowing this, Rhino went crazy with anger. At the same time, Rhino got the news that he had found out about the man who had killed Rhino's enemies. He did not say anything about it, but his expressions were telling that he was playing a big game in his mind. It was seen here that Craven, climbing the walls, spreading the windows, came to his brother, because today is his brother's birthday, which they celebrate in their dad's bar. When they were celebrating, their dad also came here. His dad told him, son, we are family. Why did you go so far from us? You should come and live with us. But his words had no effect on Craven. Anyway, they enjoyed their party, after which Craven came home to leave his brother, because his brother was very drunk. He was about to go back, but his brother stopped him, in a way that he could not even refuse. Listening to his brother, he slept on the sofa. But he was used to living in the forest. How could he sleep on the sofa? He went to the garden and slept there. When he woke up in the morning, he went to wake up his brother. But what does he get to see? That his brother is not on the bed, and there is blood on the bed, which clearly means that someone has entered his house and kidnapped his brother. Thank God they had not gone far. Craven's eyes fell on them. Craven jumped from his brother's room to the bottom of the building and started chasing them. Craven was now trying to stop their car. He tried to break the car's front windscreen, but it was bulletproof. He also tried to break the window, but unfortunately, he fell off a car with a jerk. And they took his brother away while driving the car. As they went ahead, they were taking his brother somewhere on a helicopter. To save his brother, Craven tried to climb a rope ladder from a nearby ship and climb on the helicopter. But the fast speed of the helicopter made his plan fail, and he fell into the water. Worried, Craven comes to the lawyer and tells her the whole story. How someone kidnapped his brother. He came so the lawyer could figure out about those who kidnapped his brother. According to him, the lawyer finds out and also tells him where his brother is. Craven also found out from his dad that the kidnappers are also mafias, and they have kidnapped his brother for money. He tells his dad, what is the problem? Give them the money. His dad said, if I give them the money, they will consider me weak. And I don't want to prove myself weak, even if my son dies in this. Craven got very angry, and he understood that now he can save his brother's life himself. And it was shown that a man came to the lawyer and gave her more information about the kidnappers. He has even found out their location. Seeing this, the lawyer was very happy, and it was seen that only 5 minutes later, the same man went and met a man of Rhino. And here it was revealed to us that the kidnapper is not someone else, but actually the people of Rhino. And Rhino somehow wants to trap Craven. That's why he is sending all his information to Craven himself. So Craven reaches him while following him. Now, according to Rhino's plan, the lawyer tells Craven the location of the kidnappers, and Craven also reaches the location to save his brother. As soon as he reaches there, he starts fighting the guards. The guards also had guns, but still, Craven was able to fight 2 guards at one time. He kills 2 guards and takes their sniper, and he kills the rest of the people and reaches the room where his brother was kept after being kidnapped. Before he releases his brother, he starts fighting with their leader. And while fighting, when he was near the window, he realized that all this is a trap for him, because the window he was with broke and they fell down. As soon as they fell down, a lot of big stones were thrown on them, in which Rhino felt that Craven and his man must have been killed. As soon as he died, Rhino was very happy. He was laughing loudly. He also leaves Craven's brother, and now tells him the truth about Craven, that Craven is the hunter, who is killing all the mafias and bad people. After the scene was cut, it was shown that 2 people had gone to check if Craven was dead under the leaves or still alive. And surprisingly, Craven was still alive, and his powers were hidden behind it. He fights with these 2 men and kills them, and takes their gun and goes out. While walking, he called the lawyer and told her that this is a trap set by the mafias to catch him, and the mafia is now after you. Get out of here quickly. Before the people of the mafia come, the lawyer also leaves her office, and through an aircraft she comes to the area told by Craven. Craven had called her to his forest at this time, which area was the safest. While they were walking towards his camp, a cheetah suddenly came out of the bush and attacked Craven. Craven was used to these things. He fought with the cheetah as if he was a cheetah himself. And seeing his courage, the cheetah got scared and left. The lawyer was impressed by his courage and strength. After the scene was cut, we were shown Rhino's office, where he has received the news that Craven is still alive and has escaped from their clutches. The mafias put a lot of spies to find out where they found Craven, and then a spy came to him and gave him a flower. This was a wild flower that he had found from where they had buried Craven under the leaves. The spy says that we can guess from this that Craven lives in the forest, and I know very well where this flower is found in the forest. This means that the mafias have now found out the location of Craven. When Craven is shown in the forest with the lawyer, he asks her, "Do you still have the medicine you gave me as a child? Do you know where you will get it from? It was very powerful and I need it again today." The lawyer says, "No, I don't know anything about that medicine. My grandmother made that serum. She knew a lot about these herbs." Craven says to her, "Can your grandmother still make this serum?" The lawyer says, "No, because my grandmother is now dead, and no one else knows about this serum." Here we see that Rhino and all his people are moving towards the forest, where Rhino's spy has a special kind of injection, from which he is going to kill Craven. After reaching the forest, Rhino's men spread all over the forest, and they start looking for a place where those special kinds of flowers were planted, where Craven used to live. Craven knew that those people had reached the forest. He already knew that these mafias would follow him and come here. That's why he had already made a lot of traps. Rhino's men fell prey to those traps, and Craven himself started attacking the others. And with the sounds of their screams, Rhino realized that Craven had come in front of them. Here we found out that the other man who came with Rhino, the spy, was actually a magician. When he and Craven fought, he kept escaping by his magic. And while tricking with his magic, that man injected that poisonous injection into Craven's body, with which he would have almost died. This magician was now going to shoot at the fallen Craven. But before that, we heard the sound of a bullet, and we found out that the lawyer had attacked this man from behind and killed him, after which she came to the injured Craven. He was on the verge of death. At the right time, this girl gave him the same serum that her grandmother had made. First, she lied that she didn't have this serum. She had this serum, with the help of which she saved Craven's life this time as well. Anyway, after taking that medicine, Craven regained consciousness, and he came back to life. Not only did he come back to life, but all of his wounds were healed. On the other hand, Rhino was shown that he learned from his people that the magician had taken Craven's life. He was very happy to know this, and he took everyone with him and went back, because his mission was complete. Now he had no enemy who could kill him. These people were coming out of the forest when a big problem came in front of them. A huge herd of buffaloes started moving towards them. Seeing this, Rhino got scared, and Rhino injected the same serum in his body, which turns him into a stone. Meanwhile, all the buffaloes attacked their cars, because of which their cars broke down, and many of his men were killed. But Rhino himself had become bigger than a buffalo. He had become a stone. Now Craven had also entered here to kill Rhino. Rhino got even more angry when he saw him. Craven started attacking him without fear of his big body. But it was clear that at that time Craven's strength was less, and this man's strength was more. At this time, Craven also understood that he would have to fight not with strength but with his mind. He attacks Rhino's body with a rod from where he used to inject serum. By doing this, he became weak. After that, Craven tied him with a rope, and tied his ropes around the horns of the buffaloes. The buffaloes, who were running like mad, dragged Rhino and started taking him from here. His condition became very bad while rolling and sliding. Here Rhino was about to die, but Craven was still so angry at him that he wanted to kill him by shooting bullets. But at the right time, Craven's brother stopped him. And then Craven asked Rhino, "Who was the one who sent my video to you? Who told you about me?" Hearing this, Rhino started laughing and said, "You don't know, it was your dad who told me about you." Hearing this, Craven was very heartbroken. Craven went to his dad to find out the reason behind his dad's bad behavior. So Dad told him that, "I already knew that you are killing mafias and bad people. And Rhino was the biggest enemy in my business. Neither was I able to defeat him, nor was I able to make friends with him. Then one day, he killed one of my friends, and took over his entire business, although that business should have been mine. I was very angry, but I knew that I could not take revenge from Rhino. That's why I provoked Rhino against you. I knew that when he would attack you and your brother, you would not leave him. And you did the same." Playing on his dad's plan, Craven cleared his dad's path. And now his dad was in a heavy position, and was becoming a big mafia. And where did Craven tolerate this? Craven was killing all the bad people. So wouldn't he do justice for his dad? He listens to everything his dad says and leaves. Then he sees a wolf attacking his dad. He did this attack on Craven's signal. And Craven did not even come to save his dad, because he knew that his dad should also face the same fate. After that, in the post-credit scene of the movie, we see Craven happy with his brother. Now he is living a peaceful life. Because the mafia is over, he has left this work. Both are happy now. And this movie ends while showing them. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.
At the beginning of the story, we see a boy named Helm, who had been living alone and in depression since the death of his mother. Helm's mother died due to drowning in the lake near the house 2 years ago, but he thought that his stepmother would have killed his mother, and his father would also have supported him. Stepmother, because he was the first secretary of his father. After the death of his mother, Helm's father married his secretary. Helm did not have a good relationship with his father, and he did not have to live with his father and stepmother. So he lives all day alone in his treehouse near the house. in the forest, and he gets used to spying on people who have come in the forest. With binoculars and seeing them, Helm used to write all this in his diary, as well as he used to write things in his diary. One day, Helm's stepmother reads his diary, in which he has written about other people whom he kept an eye on, and also praised the beauty of his stepmother. Reading all this, Helm's stepmother goes to his treehouse and seds him. Helm also cannot stop himself, and both of them are closed, after which Helm's stepmother blackmailed him and sent him to another city so that Helm could not create a distance between them by flicking his father against him. After this, Helm alone comes to an unknown city, but he had no food, nor did he have any money to stay. There is a place, so he has to spend an empty stomach night on the roof of a building. The next morning, Helm sees a woman on the road, whose name is Kate. Kate is very similar to Helm's dead mother. Seeing her face, Helm, so at first glance it seems that it is her mother. Helm follows Kate and sees her going to the hotel. Helm also goes behind her, and he learns that Kate is the manager in the hotel. Helm comes to Kate and asks him if there will be any work here. On this, Kate has some questions from him. After answering work in the hotel kitchen, Helm also needed a lot of work. So he starts doing this work and, with his mind, does all the work well, and this, he enjoys working. After that, after chasing the cat after being discharged from Helm, looks at every one of his routines. Where does she go and what does she do here? Even his house also sees Helm all this. That's because Kate is doing it. One day when Kate was at work, do not come and go out, then Helm Kate. When the window goes inside the house, he sees the clock tower outside. He thinks Kate's house is in front. The clock tower will appear well, and Helm used to work under the clock tower. Only then does Kate come into the room, so Helm goes from the window to the roof of the house, and Kate, through the illuminated donation of glass on the roof, begins to spy on the gate. Helm, who was first in a small hotel room, he slept the next day of the clock tower, makes his house in the room where someone, it does not come because here it is not a remote. Keep a good eye on the cat with the help of, since then Helm Rose Cat's room, keeps peeping with the help of binoculars and seeing him dancing and working. One day when Helm clock tower on Cat, he is keeping an eye, then he sees that Cat, the senior of his hotel, has come home now. They are both having fun the next day. When to go to the Helm clock tower is using stairs then. The same hotel senior who last night with Cat was stopping him and says in anger, "You up. Cannot go there, only senior staff. Only can go after Helm kitchen." Cat comes to him when he is working and asks how you feel about this work. Helm says that he is doing his job. Cat is also listening to this. It feels good at night when Helm Cat to see it happens on the roof of his house, and Roshan is watching Cat from Dan. Then Cat sees that with his senior there. Helm hides them and sees them. From the talk, he realizes that his senior is married and has 2 children. That is, he and Cat's affair are going on. Helm feels very bad knowing that. Then Helm comes to the clock tower, where he lives most hidden. Cat and his, seeing the senior, he remembered his mother. She thinks her father and the stepmother's affair is going on long ago, was when his mother found out about it. So she must have gone to see the stepmother, and then the stepmother must have killed her mother, so that he may live well with his father. Here, Helm was beginning to feel that the stepmother and her father together. Mother must have been killed, so Helm police station goes and his mother on his stepmother, files case by accusing him of murder, and tells the officer that his father is also his, not giving along to Cat. Helm the next day, she calls in the office and fronts her in the hotel. Desk work offers Helm value on it, goes and it starts working soon. Only then does he feel good about this work, and a friend also becomes a day when Helm Clock is watching the cat from the tower. Then, seeing her doing the same, senior takes and realizes that Helm Clock keeps an eye over the cat from the tower. Senior angrily threatens Helm that he will catch him from the police and from the job will remove, but Helm tells his senior that he knows all, that he knows his wife affecting Cat by cheating. Helm tries to blackmail him. Then his senior does not get him out of the job, and both of them keep their words secret. Decide the next day when Helm is at work. Then the catch comes to him and berates him. Wish because today Helm is 19 years old. This thing has happened to her worker friend, is also known, and he is the party. Cat also asks Helm to be birthed, says to celebrate, and those people today make a plan to go to the night bar. Helm, her co-worker friend, and Cat bar. They are in, and they start drinking. Helm's friend drinks too much, so he goes home while Helm and Kate, and also drink and talk. They seem to be drinking them for a long time, so Helm takes her home. Cat is drunk and things, trying to get close to Helm in the same things, but Helm is not ready for it. Then the two go to sleep without doing anything. Helm sleeps next to Cat and thinks, that's the girl he kept an eye on today, sleeping with him so that he is quite good. Looks like the next day when Helm goes to work. Then he first went to the Cat and dated him. He says to walk on, but he refuses him. Cat says that last night I got drunk. Whatever you did in the condition of Hearing this, Hallam goes away sad. After a while, Helm has hotel rooms. Is called in when he goes there. He sees that there is Kate. He is close to Helm. It starts coming and both are closed. Now Helm was feeling good with Kat, and Kat was also happy with Helm one day when Helm climbed the roof of the cat and went to see him. So he sees that his senior cat is quarreling in anger, trying to raise hands on the cat while screaming. Helm is very angry to see it. That is to save the cat, removes the sheets and jumps inside the room and trying to stop your senior on. He raises his hand on Helm and Kat. He tells about Helm, he says, "This is the roof of your house on the clock tower every day." Hearing that you watched on. At first, Kat let his senior go from there. She says for her after she leaves Helm, "Did you keep an eye on me?" And Helm says on how long it was all going on. "Since I saw you since then, I was keeping an eye on you, but there is a reason behind this." Kat gets angry when he hears this and he does not listen to him from there. Says to go in at the same time. Kat the next day when she gets her out of work. She is coming home from work, then she is in the hotel. She sees Helm sitting outside on her. So he takes her home. Then comes Kat when asks Helm after all, "Why were you keeping an eye on me?" Helm says, "My mother died 2 years ago. I was broken by which I was broken. I loved my mother so much because Helm never emerged from the tragedy. Says my mother after my death. Father got married second, but I hate stepmother and I home. Trees built in nearby forest by not staying in. I started living in the house from where but with the time it started to monitor the telescope. My habit became, but when I was in this city, came then Kat, I saw you Helm next. Tells that the shape of my mother meets you. And I see my mother's, so he kept an eye on it. Hearing Kat feels bad enough for Helm. After this, Kat Helm's mother's dress. She wears what Helm has brought with her. When Helm sees her in her mother's dress. So he cries while remembering his mother. It seems then Kat handles him the next day. When Helm goes to work, he finds out that his parents have come to meet him, who got his address from the police station. Because he against his stepmother. The case was done, but there was no evidence. Because no action against his stepmother does not happen here, Helm's father tells him. They have taken too much debt, and they have to sell some of their land, so that he can repay the loan to Helm. Say to sign a will that dies. Before his mother was named after him here, Helm fears that behind all this, the stepmother has a hand, so she has to sign. Then his stepmother refuses to give him. It starts to say bad good, and then those people there, let's go from the night to the Helm. The stepmother's words were missing, in which he had said that his mother's death was a tragedy, was and should forget him, but Helm things, remembering a lot of anger. The next day, Helm catches the train and comes home. Helm is badly affected by grief and pain. He comes quietly into the house and his step-by-step. Go to the mother and close her mouth. He binds, then takes it to the lake, and the stepmother drowns in the water. It seems only when Helm realizes that he is doing wrong, so that stepmother turns out of the water and apologizes to him. Then the stepmother goes from there. Then Helm's father came to him and revealed, do that his mother long ago. He was depressed, and he himself took his own life. Here Helm realizes that he is wrong, was his father for his behavior. Apologies, and then holding the Helm train. Kat comes too, but he meets her. She refuses to say that her relationship never been good with anyone. So now he comes into a relationship with someone. Do not want Kat Helm back saying this. Sends that he is still small. If you want to have a relationship with me, then you, after coming a few years later, Helm from here, goes and walks on the street on the face. For a smile, the mind thinks that one day he will definitely get from Kat, and with this movie, ends Friends Even video.
Just in time for the show.
4, 3, 2, 1. Now for Friends.
I mean, what else is there to watch?
So the film starts with a deadly game, in which the host had kidnapped a girl and tied her to a chair. Because she had lost the game, so now she will have to die. The guy was showing this game on the dark web. The audience was entertained after watching this dangerous game. The audience was getting entertained by watching her. There were 3 kinds of weapons on the table in front. The host told the viewers that whoever sends me the maximum money, I will murder this girl live using the weapon of their choice live. A girl sent him $500. She asks to hit the girl with a chainsaw. These people too, without any mercy, picked up the chainsaw and killed the girl by cutting her in front of everyone. At the same time, the police also got to know about this game, and they reached the same place to stop the game. But the police did not find anyone here except 2 people. They searched here and there, and found only 1 child in the container. All the other people had probably fled from this location before the police arrived. Now, the scent cuts and we are shown a scene from a while ago. Ben is tired and just home, and he got the news that the man has started that game again. On hearing the news, he immediately reached the police station, where all the officers were sitting on the dark web and watching the game of the same presenter, whom they have not been able to track successfully till now. He had kidnapped 2 people in the game and forcibly made them play rock, paper, and scissors. Both of them knew that they would lose their lives after playing this game. When these 2 did not play, they were shocked by the teaser gun. When both of them play the game, the girl loses, due to which she had to be killed. This was the same scene which was shown at the start of the film, that how these people will kill this girl with a chainsaw. Ben immediately goes to his cybersecurity and asks them to track the presenter. But the bad news is that the presenter is using such a system, due to which even the police are not able to track him. Every time his tracked location is found to be wrong, and he escapes, due to which, as time passes, he starts killing innocent people. The scene cuts and we are shown a lady named Katya, who is on her first day on the job. She dealt with the customers very well, and at the same time, her co-worker Sophia came to her. The scene got cut here. We were shown the presenter of the show, who was keeping an eye on Katya full-time. Along with Katya, he kept an eye on 3 other people. Maybe he was going to kidnap these 3 and make them his victims. Here we see Ben, who is still watching the old show of that presenter. He sees some people in the background, and when he investigates about them, he finds out that these people were also kidnapped, which means that the presenter killed all the people here. He used to kidnap them illegally. After the job was over, Katya was about to leave for home, but Sophia stopped her, because it was her first day on the job, and Sophia wanted to spend some time with her. Katya says, "I can't stop because my son and my mom are waiting for me." But on Sophia's insistence, she stopped to drink some juice. They talked, and as soon as Katya started leaving, we saw the presenter, who had told his people to stay alert. Katya stopped at a deserted place. They all attack Katya and make her unconscious, after which we see that Katya has been taken to the location where the presenter used to do the show. When she regains consciousness, she gets scared. Before she can scream, a man takes his face out of the sheet and asks her to speak softly and tells her that if anyone makes noise here, they shock him with a teaser gun. Katya was worried. She knew that her son and her mother must be waiting for her. She asked him, "Who are these people who have tied us up here?" Later, he tells her that he doesn't know much about this. "I have also just been kidnapped and have regained consciousness. But when I started speaking, I was shocked with a teaser gun." We see that now the presenter has published the kidnapping videos on his account. Seeing this, Ben got very angry and asked his team to find out the information of all these people, where they used to work and from where they were kidnapped. Ben was badly stuck in this case. He could not find any clue through which he could catch the presenter. Now an idea comes to his mind to solve the case. He goes to a prisoner, whom he himself arrested in a dark web case. This boy had actually caught a person from the dark web and murdered him. He knew very well how to catch people from the dark web. Ben shows him pictures of kidnapped people on the show. He tells about the show, and he wanted a prisoner to help him catch the presenter. But this boy had shattered all of Ben's hopes by telling him that this man was the strongest man of dark web, and it was impossible to catch him. He tells that he must have known that the police is already after him. He always keeps backups, so that the police will not be able to catch him. When Ben returned to his office with no hope, he found out that the presenter had kidnapped 2 more people, and he was continuing his game by killing innocent people, and the police was still sitting idle. The scene cuts, and it is shown that the presenter had started his second show as well. This time there were a lot of contestants in his show. He called Katya here as well. A gun was placed in front of the contestant, and he told the viewers that today's game is going to be very interesting. This gun has only 1 bullet, and there are 6 contestants. The one with bad luck will be killed. The game starts, and the contestants are told that they had to put the gun on their head and press the trigger. One by one, everyone started pressing the trigger. When Katya fires the bullet, there was no bullet in her gun. But as soon as another contestant pressed the trigger, the bullet fired and his brain was blasted and he was killed. A third contestant whose flag came out in place of the bullet and was told that this person has also lost the game. And in this way, people were going to kill their audience as per their wish. Again, a girl from the audience sent $500 and asked to kill that man by giving him bleach. She gave the maximum amount of money, so her words were accepted and the man was given bleach, which destroyed all his internal organs and he died. The next day's newspaper showed how the game show was killing people, but the police have not done anything till now. Now, since the police was unable to solve this case, the case was handed over to the FBI, and the presenter also came to know about this. The presenter was also observing everything very carefully. On the other hand, another prisoner, Sasha, with Katya, both of them make a plan that these people will run away from here, because if they stay, then their death is certain. He decides that now, when these people come here to take them, they will kill them and snatch their gun, and then run away from here. The presenter had overheard their planning. After hearing this, he called Katya to his office and said, "Don't you know that talking is prohibited here, and you have broken the rule by talking? I will not give its punishment to you. Instead, I will give it to your partner, so that your guilt never lets you commit such mistakes again." Now these people come live on the screen again, and the girl whom the presenter had to punish is whipped on her feet, live in front of everyone. Seeing her writhing in pain, the audience seems satisfied. and is liking their show rapidly. Till then, even the FBI was not able to find out their location. Now Ben again goes to the prisoner, from whom he had asked for help earlier. He asks him, what does this presenter, the gamer, want? The prisoner told him that he doesn't want anything. He just enjoys troubling people, and he thinks that by doing this, he will become famous. By becoming famous, he wants to make all the people like him. Those who like oppression, who get happy by oppressing others. It is shown that now a media conference was being held with the FBI people, where they were feeling embarrassed and told them they have not been able to track the location of that man, but soon they will do so and catch that man. It was seen that the presenter was also listening to this press conference attentively. The scene cuts and we see Ben, the one who has come to his house. Had a surprise for him. His wife had come to know that a daughter was going to be born in their house. Ben should have been happy to hear this, but he could not express his happiness because he was too much involved in this case. And this way his wife started to think that maybe he is not happy with his family and his daughter. Here again we see the presenter's show, where he shows the picture of 4 people and tells that the next day he was going to kidnap these 4 people. It means he was directly threatening the police and also giving them a chance to catch him. The police immediately started tracking the location of the people whom the man wanted to kidnap. As soon as Ben came to the office, the media people surrounded him. Now as soon as presenter sees Ben's footage, he is surprised as to why a normal policeman is so involved in this case. He gets the information about it and finds out that someone has brutally murdered Ben's mom and sister. Ben was not able to save them, and Ben regretted this a lot. And to end this regret, he was now on a mission to save the lives of innocent people. Here finally the presenter had kidnapped those people for whom he had threatened the previous day. There was a very small girl also who used to watch this show. She thought that these show people will not do anything to her. But the presenter here told her that if she has come into this game, then she will now be a victim of this show, no longer a fan of the show. She will be treated the same way as everyone else present here. Saying this, he turned towards the cameras and started telling his viewers that today they are going to play a dodge game, in which these gamers have to hit the ball at each other, and the rest of the people have to save themselves from this ball. And if this ball hit anyone, then he would be killed. Now the game starts here. These people hit the ball at each other, and many people lose here. As soon as it was the turn of that little girl and an old man, then the old man throws the ball down, and instead of hitting the girl, he tells the presenter that I have accepted defeat. I cannot hit that girl. Seeing this, the presenter tells him that here the game will not be played as per your wish. This old man found a piece of wire near him. It was very sharp, which he stuck in his shoe. Now many days go by and the presenter broadcasts no show on air. After many days, as soon as his show comes on air, along with Ben, all the police officers and FBI agents started watching the show. Now since the presenter knew about Ben, he was repeatedly taking the name of Ben in the show. He also knew that the policemen are watching this show, along with their viewers, and he also tells the policemen that the old man broke the rule the previous day, because of which both of them would lose their lives. But Ben can save one of the lives here. If he chooses who to kill, then one life can be saved. Everyone was forbidding Ben not to choose. But then the presenter said that if Ben does not choose someone, then both of them will be killed. To save the life of one, Ben quickly pressed the WIO number button. The girl was at the second number, and as soon as she pressed the button, she was shot and killed. In the meantime, the police had reached his location. But after going there, he found out that the show was not happening at the place which he had found out. Laughingly, the presenter told him that a game has been played with him, that you reach my location, it was impossible. I told you the wrong location. Saying this, the show ends here. On the other side, we see the old man, who now considers himself responsible for the death of that child. So the sharp wires he tied on his feet. He takes his life with the help of them. As soon as everybody sees that old man dead, they all felt very sad. On the other hand, it was shown that now Ben was also in deep grief, because considered himself responsible for the death of the innocent girl. He wanted to get out of this guilt and wanted to do something. That is why when he was about to leave for office, he received a parcel at his gate. He knew that the parcel must have been sent by the presenter, because he was repeatedly trying to forcefully drag Ben into all this. We see that the presenter himself has come to meet Katya. He told Katya that today is the day of your death. If you want, you can talk to your small lion. She was surprised to know that she used to call small lion to this to her son. How did he know this? She remembered the last time she told this to her co-worker. Well, now the presenter took her own air, where she was asked that whom are you remembering? Katya said that I am remembering my son and my co-worker. Ben remembered her history. An investigation was conducted about her. She had gone to work for only one day. If she talked about a colleague, which means it is a hint for Ben, surely her colleague is also involved in all this. He immediately goes to meet her colleague Sophia, where at first Sophia does not talk to him. But then she writes some notes to Ben and tells him that Her son has also been kidnapped by these people, and he can see them through the camera. Whatever she did to Katya, she was forced to do that. At this time, Ben asked her that when you went to free your son, where was your son? Sophia tells him the place. Bun understood that the presenter must be doing the same show. He reached that place without telling anyone. Before leaving, Bun had also called the backup police. In the meantime, it is shown in the show that when all the contestants were playing a game, they were given a gun. After this, all the contestants came to the decision. By killing the people here instead of themselves, they will free themselves. In all this, they started firing. In response, the presenter's security guards also fired here and 2 gamers were killed. But the 3 tried hard to escape from here, in which Katya was also there. When her friend Sasha was going outside with Katya, a guard caught him. Katya stopped to save him, but Sasha said, "You run away from here. Go from there and tell the police about this location." She was about to leave from here when Ben bumped into her. Seeing Katya frightened, he assured her that backup police is also on their way, and everything will become normal. Now Ben, hiding Katya, moves forward. The presenter was sitting inside a room at this time. Seeing him, the presenter said to him, "If you have the courage, then shoot at me." Ben did not think for a moment and immediately shot and killed him. As soon as he went near him on removing the mask, it was found that there was no presenter here. At this time, an innocent girl was trapped and made to sit here, and the presenter had left from there before she came. All this was going on in the live show and the show. The viewers start laughing after seeing this, and Ben becomes a fun. Shown that the police had arrived here, they rescued Katya, but they did not find anyone else there. The presenter's wife was waiting for him outside. The presenter sat in the car and his wife drove the car and took him away from here. In the movie, we got to know that the presenter's wife was none other than Sophia, and it was Sophia who had planned the whole thing to trap Ben along with the presenter. In the post-credit scene of the movie, we are again shown the presenter who came on the screen. He told everyone that he is going to bring season 2 of this show, hearing which the viewers get very excited, and a new challenge comes up for the police. The story ends here by showing just this. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.